Chris Olave.
Chris Olave.
I love Chris Olave. He's a young guy, has a lot of promise.
Deep to the rookie, and he makes the catch. Chris Olave getting it done for
When he gets some better coaching, some better team around him, he's a wide receiver one, I can tell you that right now. I'm not sure that Michael Thomas will be on that team next year. Just doesn't seem like things are working out. That's just reading between the Twitter sphere. Michael Thomas does not seem very happy in New Orleans for whatever reason.
He lost his coach and his quarterback, and now he's going to deal with another coach and multiple other lesser quarterbacks, and the injuries on top of that. I wouldn't be too thrilled either.
It's so disappointing to see a wide receiver with so much skill be a letdown. This year, Chris Olave's disappointment has been from a multitude of different things. Quarterback isn't in sync with him. You see him pissed off yelling at him. Half the targets he gets from the quarterback aren't even catchable. Either the route's off or something else is going on. It's either a mishap on the quarterback's end or Olave's end. And these are two professionals who are choosing not to do things to the best of their ability, who are choosing not to perfect their crafts. The ceiling is way up in the clouds, and instead they're choosing to be petty and not fix whatever the issue is. But I said all of those things to say this. Chris Olave had a spark this week. Now, I can't say if that means he's going to go back to his ways of being petty or not, jogging his routes, doing whatever he does. But I do know there was a spark this week, and he could use that momentum going forward. Here are Olave's fantasy numbers this week. He had 21.4 points this week, and that's his highest scoring game of the entire year. But what's not displayed here is Chris Olave had 0 targets the entire first half. He had 0 targets, 0 fantasy points. So these 21 points came all in the second half. I think that Chris Olave may have just gotten his swagger back.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
We're down at 9. Dalton heaves this one downfield. It is caught and taken in by Olave for a Saints touchdown. 52 yards.
Now, there's a few important things we need to look at here. First off, only one of Olave's receptions came from Derek Carr in the second half. As everyone knows, Derek Carr has had right shoulder issues, and in this game he took another big hit which re-aggravated his shoulder, but apparently his shoulder is fine, and he is also experiencing concussion issues. He appears to have avoided anything serious, and he's supposed to be back after their Week 11 bye week on Week 12 when they play the Falcons. But here's what I want to look at. Jameis Winston. He was down by 24 points when he was brought into the game halfway through the third quarter. So you look at that and you say that's 3 touchdowns with all the 2-point conversions, which is not very likely. So we're going to look at it as a 4-score game. He brings the game within 8 points, which was a very winnable game, and they end up losing. Jameis Winston looks better to me than Derek Carr does. Derek Carr hasn't done anything all season. The thing about Jameis Winston is he's fearless, and because he's fearless, he scares the shit out of the teams he plays. Y'all know what Jameis Winston is notorious for, just launching the ball down the field. But do you know what that does to the other team when they're worried about giving up a 40 or 50 yard reception? Let's just take a look at some of these bombs that he threw.
They got the snap off. Winston, deep ball. Olave, incomplete.
Lead the league in sacks.
11 on the season. Here's Winston. Down the sideline for Olave. 3. Up the middle, Metellus. Winston launches a high ball.
Another thing about Jameis Winston is he brought the life out of their wide receiver one, Olave. And Derek Carr has not been able to do that. They need Chris Olave as a threat. Look at this beautiful throw and catch.
Pressure coming, launches for Olave. He came down. That is one of the best catches you'll see.
Not only a great catch, but how about the throw at him?
And then you have this other insane touchdown throw where it just perfectly shows Jameis Winston's fearlessness.
Winston to his left. Nothing downfield. Back towards Perry. Jump ball. Simultaneous. It's a touchdown from one official. The backside judge came in and said touchdown. Now it's ruled a score. A.T. Perry, his first NFL touchdown, and he ripped it away from Byron Murphy.
So Jameis Winston almost brings them back in a quarter and a half to win a game that they're down by 24 points. Now, it's clear to me who they should leave at quarterback, but most likely they won't, because that's just how most teams in the NFL operate. So what you're really hoping for is that Derek Carr is able to see what Jameis Winston was able to do with Chris Olave. He got Olave on a roll, and before you know it, the whole team was rolling. So what we really hope was that this was a genuine spark for Chris Olave, and he's able to keep steam rolling for the rest of the year. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it if you made it all the way to the end of the video, and drop a sub if you haven't already. Also, let me know if there's any way I can improve my videos, and peace out.